want to talk about Esther courage to stand to 17. It talks about Esther courage to stand for us between fear and faith. Life puts us in um tough situation where we have to choose between fear and faith. Esther, a young mediocre, explained the evil plan of Haman to destroy the Jews. Esther was in the palace, safe for now, but her people were in danger. Esther is in the palace, safe, but her people were in danger. So, in the palace, but her people are not safe. Her people, they are not safe. The point is, God sometimes allow us to be in certain place to make a difference. God puts Esther in that place so that he can save so that he can save our family. So sometimes God puts us in a situation so that we can make a difference, so that we can actually come out boldly and fight for our family and for our people, for the nations, and for the community. As a teenager, you can have the boldness to arise within your family and fight. And the Lord will give you the boldness to fight. It can actually help you to fight to make a difference. So the second one is Esther fear. We saw in the book of Esther chapter 4 verse 9 to 11. Esther fear. So as everybody has a fear, so as Esther too has a fear. Let's see, Esther was afraid because approaching the king without being called would mean death. The fear that Esther have is to approaching the king without being called by the king is also means death. When the king has not called you, what happened in the book of Esther is to approach the king must be aware, and it's the king that will call you to natural. Yes, fear is natural. It does not control our action. Fear is natural. We experience fear as a teenagers, as a youth. Fear is natural. But it should not control our action when God is calling us to act. Yeah, the point is fear is natural. But we should not allow it to control our life. We should not allow it to control our emotions. We should not allow it to control our action where we are supposed to arise and make difference. We should not allow fear to draw us back so that we won't be able to do what God is asking us to do. Fear is natural. Everybody experience fear. I experience fear. It's not something that okay, no fear. No, as a child of God, fear is natural, but our is not to allow the fear to take hold of the responsibility we have to take, the action we have to stand up and take. We should not allow fear to take. Fear is a spirit as well. So that's why the Bible says, cast every spirit of fear. It's not good. We should not allow fear to take hold of our action when God is calling us to act. Okay, the next lesson we learn in the story of Esther is mediocre challenges. We saw that in the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 12 to 14. Esther uncle, reminder of her position was not an accident. Esther uncle Esther of her position is not by accident, is by grace. So whatever position you are is not by your power, is by the grace of God. Learn that as a teenager, as a youth, as a parent, please, any position you are is by the grace of God, not by is not by accident, it's not by no, it's not by my power, it's by the grace of God. And the next one, if she kept silent, God could raise someone else, but she and her family might perish. Yes, if she kept quiet, God will raise someone else, but she and her family might perish. So, well, no matter the situation we are, if God wants us to arise and fight and ability. If you are quiet, you and your family might perish. Something challenges might happen. So it's better you arise and save you and your family immediately. God help you in the name of Jesus. And the second one is, who knows whether you have to come to the kingdom? That's famous line. Who knows whether you have to come to the kingdom for such a time at this? For such a time at this. The point to take is thing to have power, to have power for such a time as this. That time that you need to arise and save your family. So the next one is Esther courage. I really want us to understand that aspect about Esther courage. Esther chapter 4 verse 15 to 17. Esther asked the people to fast and pray with her, call her family, and he asked them, please help me. If I perish, I perish. That is courage. That is not fear. You take a stand for your family. You arise and say, if I perish, I perish. That is a turning point for our people. If she did not arise then to fight for her family, the courage battle is of the Lord. Let me fight it. And she arise. The turning point for it became a turning point for our people. The point is, real courage comes when we trust God more than we fear man. The courage that most of us are looking for comes when we put our hope in God, when we trust God more than we trust man. It is important to have the courage to face people, but when it comes to need to arise and fight this, and need to arise and face the situation. Please, we fear man. The courage you have is when you trust God, when you put your confidence in God and say, okay, I must do this. Put your trust in man. There is nothing in trusting man. Put your courage in God and it will help you. So live application to teenagers, to youth, to people hearing me: stand up for what is right even when it's hard. You need to stand up for what is right even when it's hard. You know, this is difficult, this is somehow, but you need to arise and stand up for what is right. It's important. You need to arise and stand up for what is right even when it is hard. You need to stand up for what is right even when it's hard. So it's important to stand up for what is right even when it's difficult, even when it's hard. You don't even know what to do, you don't know what direction, but you need to stand. You need to stand up for what is right. You need to stand up to take the fight, stand up to make that decision. If you are a shy person, arise and fight for what is yours. Don't sit there and say, no, I am shy person, I'm self-esteem. No, you need to arise and take your place, arise and take charge even when it's hard. And the next one is, your voice and action can make a differences in your family, school and community. Your voice, your action can make a difference in your family, school and community. Your voice, your action. Please, I'm encouraging us, arise and take what is yours. Your voice matters. Please speak out so that people will hear you. We have social media around: TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp. Talk, speak out so that your voice, your action can make a difference to the world. It's better you make a difference around your family, your school, your community. You need to arise, be like Esther, have courage. Is important. The next one is, God place you in situation for a reason. Be willing to challenges you are passing through. No matter situation, God is placing you there. He is indeed placing you in that situation so that there will be so that for a reason. Be willing to be used by him. God wants to use you. He wants to use it. That's why you are passing through that situation. Remember what Esther passed through. The people that want to rise against their family, hammer, they want to cause issues. They even went to dig a pit for them. Remember everything that happened to Esther, but she make a difference regardless what happened. So God placed you in that situation for a reason, for a particular manifestation. God is placing you there. So you don't God wants you to arise and take the courage in the place of prayer, courage in the place of fasting, courage in the place of leadership is important. So the last one is courage is not absent of fear, but moving forward in faith despite fear. Courage is not absent of you have the courage. No, there's still a fear. There's something in your heart that say, "Oh Jesus, can I do this?" Courage is not absent of fear, but it's what people will say about me, stuff like that. So that should not be. You should have a reason to stand and have courage. The next one, how can prayer help us when we are afraid to do the right thing? Prayer can help us, can actually go to God and ask God for help. God can really help you. As Esther fasted and prayed to even see the king. That is different that she did to you as a teenager. So what is the lesson you learn as the story of Esther and everything? What is the lesson you learn as a teenager today? So what is everything in your voice, the courage, the fear, what does it taught? What is the lesson you learn from everything? You have courage, you overcome fear, and you have confidence. So the closing thought that I know is just like if you choose courage over fear, you may be young, but God can use you. I'm certain of that. God might use you. If you choose courage over fear, He will use you. He will definitely use you. So Esther courage to stand. Don't forget that. Thank you for joining us for the Bible lesson. God bless you. Join us, comment your lesson, comment what you understand, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Bye bye.